So, as things stands now, Manchester United is sitting 8th on the league table, and at 8, no, United is not playing in Europe. I mean, if they're even position 7, they are still not playing in Europe because this season, how do you call it? Only 6 teams from the England, how do you call it? From the Premier League will actually qualify to play in Europe. Another slot will probably come from the FA Cup, which Manchester City will be playing against Man United, and it offers Man U a very great opportunity to actually grab a slot to play in Europe next season. But as things stands now, unless Manchester United are able to do some magic, but I think mathematically it will be difficult. I'm not sure it's possible for how do you call
look at the goals we have conceived.
you are on negative goals. Newcastle and Chelsea are on very good goal balance, and it will be very, very difficult for Manchester United to get in there. All that is left for them to do is actually to grab the FA Cup, and then they get a slot in there. Now let's talk about in depthly about Manchester United a bit. I mean, you finishing 8th will be the worst you have ever finished in the EPL era, which is a very, very abysmal record on your side. What do you think about Ten Hag and his project at Manchester United?
All right, so thank you very much. So as you rightly said, United placing 8th this season will be our worst, league log standing as it stands. Yeah. Because you realize Eric Ten Hag, when he came to United, there were lots of issues in the team before he came. The first season he was able to qualify us for Europe, playing for us to play in the Champions League. Yeah. And the second season, this is his second season. Yeah. And at a point you realize coaching, as I always say, you are working with people. So therefore sometimes you just have to let go your ego and some other factors. Yeah. At a point in the middle of the season, Eric Ten Hag was having issues with his players. Yeah. One is Jordan Sancho. Yeah. That is why he has to go back to Dortmund on a loan. Yeah. And we all saw his performance there. And most of the players Eric brought from, other sides, specifically Ajax. We had Anthony from Ajax. Yeah. We have Martinez from Ajax. I'll say they have not lived up to expectation.
I think Martinez has been good. Only injuries has.
Yes, Martinez has been good, but the injury is too much. He has not played 20 matches consistently this season. Yeah. You play 3-4, then you go back. Yeah. And Anthony, the expectation we had before bringing him to Old Trafford has not been met. And if you stay at Old Trafford next season, I'm expecting him to up his games. Right. And also our goalkeeper Onana, we all saw him at Inter Milan before we brought him to Old Trafford, but it didn't work. He has conceived a lot of goals this season. He has conceived a lot of goals. That wouldn't say that he's not a good goalkeeper. Okay. I think we had a problem. We have problem with our defense setup because we saw Onana at Inter Milan. Yeah. He hardly conceived. Yeah. He do crucial saves. So if we will not play in Europe next season, then I'm expecting Eric Ten Hag, if you continue to stay at Manchester United as it stands right now. Okay. Even though some of our old players are saying they should give him the opportunity to still build up the team. If it happens that he will stay at Manchester next season, then he has to, do a lot of buying, especially with the defensive setup and the midfield. Yeah. Then we can take it from there.
So that means you will side with the board with their decision to actually do a very big clear out, offering definitely all the players out for sale and then
not
raise
all
money
the
to
players.
bring in the goods that they will, the materials that they will need to raise the Manchester United.
So not all the players, but at least most of the players, they have to, you have to lay them off, bring in fresh players, young talents, especially when it comes to the defense setup. Right now, our defense, the moment Varane is off, then other players, Martinez is off, we find it difficult to line up the defense setup. Okay. So if specifically they can get at least 4 defenders, 2 midfielders to add up to the ones we have and lay some off. Right.
So the other issue has been all the signings under Ten Hag, about 15 or 16. It hasn't really gone down well, and so even going this big clear out that they are doing, if he is still supposed to be the coach, then there is a doubt as to whether he can bring in the quality materials to bring back the glory Manchester United 6. Right.